Button is pushed. We're off and running.
That's pushed. It says recording. It says there, down there. It says
Down
recording.
there. Very good.
Down there.
Very good. That means I pushed the right button. Not unlike a moment ago when I went bright blue because I was fiddling with my
disco. She was having a disco with her new light, I tell you. Silent one. I couldn't hear any music, but she was...
No, not at all. Hello, everybody. It's Ladies Wot Pod, if you haven't guessed, by the chaotic start. Series 2, Episode 18. I'm Claire Jones. I'm still on the edge of a very grey, damp, cold November.
Yeah.
Yes, edge of the fens in Cambridgeshire. And you are Mrs. Saunders? No, you are very overexcited, but first off, you are?
I'm a very overexcited Liz Saunders, yes, chairman of Saint Supporters Club, Chief Halo, and in a frankly bloody miserable South Northants. It is definitely November. That poem, no light, no what's it, whatever it goes on.
Ted Hughes?
Possibly.
Anyway, you haven't joined an English literature pod, ladies and gentlemen. You're right. It is a rugby pod. You're in the right place.
It's still a rugby. Well, rugby and other stuff pod.
Yes, it does say another Saints and other stuff. Saints rugby and other stuff. Yes, we're definitely in the other stuff with that. But yes, you're right. Yes, it's not a.
Yeah, it's horrible day today.
Fortunately, last night's weather, despite being tempted by Laura Hendy, despite her protestations, the weather was clement, if a bit cold. Because first off, we are going to talk about the Tigers game. I didn't end up with a, as Kerry Lockett, much to her horror, realised I had a lap full of ice because of a hailstorm at Bristol after her.
That was ridiculous, that weather at Bristol, though. That was nobody expected that.
Nobody expected that.
At the front, who then have to try and retreat under cover. Yeah.
Yes.
That was awful.
Lovely Rich Lane got all the Bristol substitutes and himself trying to help me out because I was literally covered in ice. And they were very gracious. And Rich, do get home. No, not home. Get better soon after your operation. We want to see you back out there, mate. So, absolutely. So last night we were at Leicester Tigers in a very damp, dark, cold, dare I say, soulless.
You dare say. Welford Road.
Welford Road. Yeah, Pooh Corner. For the round, 4, 3, 27 of the Prem Rugby Cup. So I was quite...
It happened. Let's put it that way. It happened. It wasn't good, but it happened. It wasn't the worst we've ever played, but it wasn't good. Good points were...
Well, should we do the highlights? Now, the highlight before the game was Mr. Chris Hoddle being visited by our director of rugby. So, Chris, for those of you who don't know Chris, I'm going to share my screen so you can see what's going on. Chris is doing his pre-match delivery of a double pack of Maryland cookies. Look at that. But, and he does it every game. It's not just away games, home or away. The Maryland cookies are delivered, much to the amusement of the crowd, as you can see, who are slightly bewildered as to what was going on. But Chris does it every game. And Douse appreciates the Maryland. Actually, so do the media team. And I think Graham's got involved as well. I think Graham got some as well. So, and here is... Oh, there we go. Here is the gift that Chris received from Douse. Isn't that lovely?
Oh, that is so nice.
It's the...
so lovely.
Douse's shirt that he wore as captain for the LV Cup final in 2010, in the days when we used to have cup shirts. And it was a little thank you present to Chris for all his kindness over the years. And if you watch carefully, ladies and gentlemen, you will always see the handover of the biscuits.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. So that was lovely. That was a good start. And I was having a natter to one of my photography colleagues, and when this took place, yes, but it was a bit nippy around the gills. The other nice thing that happened. Let's get all the nice things out of the way.
Nice things first. Yeah.
Little George's family came to see me at half time. His little voice in my ear. And there they all were. It was the full Monty, girls and boys, who'd come down from Doncaster to watch. I don't think they live actually in Doncaster, close by. But anyway, they come down to watch the Saints, and particularly Big George. More of him shortly. But it was lovely to see everybody. They were all wrapped up warm in their Saints scarves and whatever. They were a bit concerned about, and I didn't really get to answer the question that was asked, about training in the snow. Because, of course, it snowed on Thursday this week.
Wednesday.
Yes. Well, as I was in the process of answering before the steward shooed them away, the answer is, of course, they'd have been in the barn, aka the High Performance Centre, when it was actually snowing. And that was one of the reasons they built the thing in the first place, is when the weather is inclement, they can go indoors. So don't worry, the boys were, and they, mind you, we have seen them train in inclement weather, because you were almost on the cusp of hiding in the car last time, weren't you?
I was.
If you remember the rain. Yes.
Yeah.
So anyway, it was lovely to see.
I don't need to be here. I'm finding my heated seat in the car. Yes.
The heated gilet is not doing everything it needs to. I'm going to hide in the car. So it was lovely to see little George and his family. And yes, I don't know which game they're coming to next, but I look forward to seeing them again. And hopefully this next time they won't get shooed away by a steward.
Well, that's the poo corner stewards for you.
He was a bit apologetic, but afterward, because he realised, oh, yes, they were, yes. And then the last thing that happened, that in the nice category, there were some good things that happened, but in the nice category was this. And this will make you smile, because old man Johnny Wyman.
Oh yes, I love that photograph. That is Harry and Alfie in 10 years' time, as far as I can see.
Yeah. So Saint number 2124, Aidan Pugh, made his debut last night. Archie picked up a knock, I think, in training and dropped out. So Johnny started, and old man Johnny handed over to the youngster, Aidan.
So we could just put this into perspective. So Aidan's 18, Johnny's 19, Archie, old man Archie, who must be really worried now, is all of 20. It's just that's ridiculous.
Oh no, I've gone to the wrong one. Oh, there's a little preset.
Where did I go? I just went green and disappeared. No.
You're right. I'd set things up for next week, but we will explain. Yes, sorry. Yes.
So soon. Honestly, you could at least wait until I got on a plane before you replace me.
You have to be ready.
So rude.
Anyway, trouble now.
You are now.
That's it. That's me done for the rest of this series. Yes. So, yes. So we had I would say, the same strategy of team selection that we've had for the last couple of weeks, which is that we are bringing people back from injury or breaking them in gently because they haven't been playing. So, the likes of Callum Chick didn't play a whole game. JJ didn't play a whole game. Sam Graham played his first whole game. I bet he was delighted. And because, of course, it was where his injury happened.
Yes.
Robbie Smith came on. So you can see what was going on. And again, we had a lot of youngsters out there, and they'll have learned absolutely bucket loads from playing at Pooh Corner.
Against a typical Leicester side.
Yes, who basically went out to rough us up. So, and succeeded, as Ferbs is being held to the floor. More of that shortly. So I would say in the first half, we should have been home and hosed. And hosed. We were creating chances, and we were the masters of our own downfall. It wasn't really Tigers' defence. It was us. And
I think sometimes we try too hard.
Yes, there was a lot of trying too hard. I'm not going to name players, but they were giving their absolute blooming all. I've seen posts about people saying the players went up for a fight. Well, if you took the photographs that I took in the latter stages of the game with people covered in blood, I don't know which fight you missed, but, there was a lot of battling going on. And there was a lot of skullduggery going on, which Sir and his assistants missed. So
shall we address Sir and his assistants? Shall we get that particular elephant out the room?
I'm going to find laws in the law book that you haven't seen in a million years.
Yeah, that may not even exist. So I was at home in the warm. I was actually finishing dresses and t-shirts and doing all sorts of dressmaking. If you could see my office now, my workroom looks like a bomb's hit it, because I was sewing all sorts of stuff last night. And I can't watch it on the telly. It just stresses me out too much. So I was looking at updates. And it does appear that I do take a lot of social media with a pinch of salt, but when everybody's saying, what is this ref seeing? You begin to wonder, what is this ref seeing? And the one particular absolutely unforgivable, heinous act on the Ginger Ninja, which I've seen the highlight. I say highlight, that's not the right word, but the clip of that happening is appalling and should, it just should. Words fail me, really. But if there's not a sighting, then
it did, and we don't lightly call for sanction. What I would say, it was a nasty high tackle to begin with, made worse by a croc roll, which we've said over and over and over again has to be removed from the sport. It's just not on. And poor George was in a heap after that. So not good. Not good. But I would say, I don't know which player it was, but there was a Tigers player who realised that George was badly hurt that stopped the game. So there was somebody who, realised that, you couldn't continue with George in that state. However, I've never seen Ferbs, who is, of course, the Sergeant Wilson.
And always will be the Sergeant Wilson.
Yes, and no rumours that we've got new bugs.
We're not replacing him. We're just adding to the list. Just to make that perfectly clear, he is the original.
He is the original. He is the elite Sergeant Wilson.
Yeah. But he was standard to which other Sergeant Wilsons need to aspire.
Yes, absolutely. So George was incandescent, I think is a fair way of putting it, and had a very long conversation with Holly Wood, who was one of the assistant referees. Holly's following us about, a bit like James Clark. She was doing the Lightning game a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, and George had a long conversation with her because he was really upset with how things had gone. Punches were thrown. Nothing happened. It was just like, yeah, okay, it's a good old East Midlands Derby. Let's just move on. No, that's not. That's not. Pushing and shoving is one thing, but punches being thrown and people are being held to the floor, and nonsense. Absolute bloody nonsense. Anyway. Yes. Although Mr. Angry, he was. He caused his own.
His DEFCON.
Yeah, his DEFCON was right up there. We apparently it was at 4.
Down there.
Well, it was at 4, according to Dr. Jones, that my IT department. I don't know what happened, but he was not a happy camper, and a melee, much to Hollywood's. Yeah, she was somewhat startled as to what was going on, because it was Completely unexpected. Well, not if you watch Mr. Angry in the way we do. So yes, there was a huge melee, and that was just pushing and shoving. Yeah, whatever. But some of the other
Mr.
stuff.
Angry, for those who haven't kept up, Mr. Angry, Ollie Slytome. Yeah.
Yes.
Those who've not done your homework, not listened properly to the pod before last when we told you all these people were. Now, you know, sit now.
So so Mr. Angry managed to spark something off, as we expect from Mr. Angry. So I'm not sure how we ended up down at half time, because we played all the rugby and they just pounced. I mean, they took their opportunities. So
that's what they do. Pounce.
Pounce. Yes, absolutely. And then second half, it unravelled a bit. Bless it. So, but back to the good things that happened. Well done to Oliver. He's gone very formal. Oliver Scola.
Oh. Ooh.
Oliver Scola, who scored his try and then rushed over to talk to his coaches after the end of the game, his former club coach. Very sweet. I did point out to him, if you're going to score, do what JJ did. So well done, JJ. Aim for the hat, straight at me. Sadly for JJ, all of a sudden, Hamish thought he'd take an interest in what was going on. So I actually got a lot of photographs of Hamish's bum. Lovely. Well done.
Nice.
But I did actually get the moment when JJ scored. So he as did Dave Rogers. We were blessed with Dave Rogers.
Oh, DR, Mr. DR, Sir DR himself.
Yes. He was explaining that, because I said to him, funny selection of photographs in the Times this week, because they featured Dave Rogers. It was either this week or the end of last week. And he went, well, it wasn't all my picks. And I went, but it said your favourite photographs. He went, yeah, I picked loads of Saints ones, but they didn't pick any of those. So, what? Anyway, poor old Dave had to, because one of the other Getty photographers was ill, had to go to Edinburgh for the Scotland Argentina game last weekend. He had to do it in a day.
Oh, good grief.
Yeah. He said at least all the play was at his end, unlike his colleague who lives in Edinburgh, who got not very much at the other end.
Yeah.
But he said if he'd been, the guy said if he'd been there on his own, then Getty wouldn't have got anything. It was only because Dave happened to be at the right end that
the right end.
Then he got something. So so we were blessed with DR last night. It was lovely to see him. His smiley best, because he says he smiles a lot. Yes, I have pointed out to him, unless I get a Dave.
Sorry, pardon me. Sorry, he said he smiles a lot. I'm sorry. It took a while for my brain to compute that. Okay. He does know the meaning of the word smile.
I used to say my game hadn't started for me until I had a Dave Rogers moan.
It's very true. Yeah.
There you go. Anyway, so but it was lovely to see him. I do like it when he's at a game. He's a great man.
He's quality. He is
quality. There's always some wry remark.
He's brilliant.
And he's a brilliant photographer, even though he now likes his mirrorless gear. For those of you geeks out there,
does he now?
Yes,
you know what all the buttons do now.
Yes, and it doesn't go off and does it itself. Yes, because of course he had a
bit of a trauma with it.
Yes. For those of you who are interested, he's got 3 Canon R1s, only top of the shop for a Getty photographer. Nikon is what I use. Anyway, which he baits me about all the time, but I just ignore him. But so I think this block, we've learned lots about some of the youngsters, and it's good that the coaches have seen them in action. The Prem Rugby Cup, we've done exactly what we should have done, which is to bring people back from injury, bring people who are coming, some of them had big big operation. So in the case of Josh Kemeny, he had a big operation in the summer. So, being able to play him and get more minutes into him has been really, really useful.
Yeah.
And, we've seen amazing collection of debuts, from Aidan, who we, spoke about. Yeah. So it's been fantastic. It's done the job that the coach, and of course it's lovely to get a silver pot at the end of it, but actually the real purpose of the Premier Rugby Cup is to see youngsters mixing it with some of the big boys.
And if it helps our production line keep churning them out, more of which later, then it's got to, the way we do it's got to be a good thing. I'd rather not win it and just use it as a proving ground for the youngsters, so it brings on the likes of Aidan, Johnny has had such valuable experiences from playing at this level. It's really good. It's what the A League used to do, really. Those Monday night Wandies games.
But if you look, I mean, so this weekend, of course, we'll talk about Dingers and Hutch and the like. But Hutch made his debut at Welford Road in the Premiership Rugby Cup 10 years ago.
Yeah.
He is that old, ladies and gentlemen. If you look at if you
very old. He's ever so old.
He's ever so old now, and he's going to have me for that one. Finn Brown, you're safe.
Good job I'm away, really.
If you go to the changing room when you do the stadium tour, you look up and see all the pictures, the headshots. Hutch is now top left. He is the player with the lowest number, 1924, I think it is. So, so he made his debut, and one of my favourite photographs of Dingers is scoring at Welford Road with Hutch celebrating in the background a few years later, 3 or 4 years later. So these matches they learn a great deal from these matches. So, England and Scotland internationals, several years ago,
cut their teeth
games like last night. So, yeah. And we didn't win that game, and it was a wet, horrible Saturday night all those years ago for Hutch. So, some of them will look back fondly on that game, because it was where they started their Saints careers. So we do need to pick the Ladies Wot Pod player of the match, don't we?
I was going to say, yes. Before that, we were saying about players coming back from injury as well, and you were commenting about Robbie Smith bouncing around. I'm here. Pick me, yes. Pick me.
So, yeah, absolutely. We still get... Sam Graham, I think, played the whole game. Well, I know he played the whole game, and so he's now, he's well and truly back. Robbie Smith came on like a jackrabbit, bouncing happily, onto the pitch. So he's on his way back. So that's brilliant. Josh Kemeny, he's on his way back. He second half they took him off. Chunya, get well soon, my friend. Get well soon. Took a bang. Had to go off. So come on, Chunya. Let's get you back out there as soon as possible. So it was good to see that we've got a mix of players coming back from injury and players who are cutting their teeth for the first time, and some old friends. Mr. Dependable, out there as usual when his team needs him. The Ginger Ninja, get well soon, George. Don't know what's happening.
Oh gosh, yes.
Yeah, get well soon. You've had a rough time, bless you. And lots of love from me and Liz. So. And of course,
and I'm afraid, I'm really sorry, there can't be emergency cake.
No, you're a bit busy, aren't you? Being
I'm not in the country, so
being not in the country. So I'm going to go for the Ladies Wot Pod player of the match, if I may.
Yeah, you may indeed.
And I'm going to give it to George Furbank.
Yes, with special mention. Do you want to make your special mentions to Amena and Finn Brown? Because you
absolutely, yes. Finn, who still sticks his tongue out at me. It's getting seriously. Finn Brown and Amena. Amena, bless his heart, he battled down his win He was going to look for the ball. He was doing the thing that Vesti, he hates wings that staple themselves to the whitewash. He was looking for the ball. He was working really hard. So, Maynard, good on you, lad. Keep going. You're getting there. And Finn, just keep battling. Just absolutely keep battling. You're doing all the right stuff. You're learning loads. And yes, if you must stick your tongue out at me, but you're still old. Anyway. Yes, so I have picked George Furbank as the player of the match because George was on fire last night. He was doing the thing he does. He was coming through from the back. He was just being George. Now, and the drop goal was a thing of beauty. It was absolutely the right thing to do at the time. What I would say is, what were the officials on? His conversion went over. I mean, I thought at the time, I was thinking, why haven't they given us 2 points? The ball went over. And it's only when I read Tom Vickers was tweeting last night. Apparently it was clear as day from the press bench that it went over. So Lord knows what was going on. Yes, another strangeness from the officials. I thought George captained the team well. And did. However...
Good to have him nearly back.
He's back. He put in a good hour, and it'd be great to see him actually go the full 80 minutes at some point. But well done to everybody concerned. And clearly, Tigers were worried about him, which is why they were roughing him up the way they did.
So it's just so wrong.
Yeah.
Just so wrong.
Yes. However, the Sergeant Wilson Award. Now, as we've said, he is the elite Sergeant Wilson. He is the creme de la creme on the Sergeant Wilson. However, it's another Sergeant Wilson Award for Callum Chick.
Collecting them this season.
He is.
Collecting them.
Yeah. Because Callum had decided enough was enough with Sir. And Sir took notice. So, well done, Callum. Top work. I've got a fantastic photograph, which I can't show you because I'm still editing them, of Callum with his arms wide open going, well, sir, come on. It's dust ourselves down and we'll talk about next week's game, but I think there's a lot of youngsters have learnt absolutely bucket loads in the last few weeks. So well done. And well done to the coaches, your Jim Henrys. Yeah, a maker, learning about being a line-out coach and how challenging that is. Yeah.
Yeah, with his notebook.
With his notebook.
I don't know if he wrote anything in it, but he got a notebook.
Yeah, well, Jake Sharp, with the backs. So, yeah, the coaches as well. We talk about, as we said we talk about bringing players through. We're also bringing coaches through. So well done. Anyway, there was another game last night. Should we move on? And we're going to go across the...
Yeah, let's move on to that. Do that one next.
Channel, because it features two teams that we will be playing in the next few weeks. And it's a belter of a game. If you can see a replay of it, ladies and gentlemen, I've only seen the first half, and that was absolutely cracking. It's our old friends Bordeaux and our new friends Pau, Section Pauoise, who were playing each other in the top 14. France have released a number of players back to their clubs, and both clubs were playing them. So they weren't full strength sides, but they weren't far off. And it's a bit of a shock.
Well, it is. It goes against the rub of the green.
And it's very not top 14. So it was Bordeaux 33, Pau 34. But the most interesting thing, because I haven't really watched Pau, is they play a style of game which is incredibly similar to us. They seem to have a fly half who looks about 12. But he's good, ladies and gentlemen. He's definitely worth a watch. So I reckon that game...
Ours looks about 15, really, though, doesn't he?
Yes. I reckon the match in a couple of weeks' time is going to be an absolute belter because it's two teams who play open rugby. And Bordeaux look shocked. So if Henry was in their heads, they've got new occupants now.
No, they've still got Henry. Henry's definitely still there.
Monsieur Jalibert looked as miserable as sin. I mean, in fact, looked pretty miserable generally. But yeah, I think, did he lead the team now? I don't know. There was some Jalibert has played end times for the club. They all got very excited. Anyway, it looks a cracking place to go and watch rugby. They played at the rugby ground, not the football ground where France played last week. And it looks a really good place to play rugby. I was making a mental note where all the photographers were. Well, there weren't many, but where they were. And it looks okay. It doesn't look like other French grounds that I've been to. I don't know about Pau. I've got that ahead of me. But I think that is going to be a really, really good game of rugby. And as I say, if you get a chance to see the try that Pau scored just before half-time is Finn and Hendo quality.
All right.
It's, beautiful. So it's a weekend of international rugby again, isn't it?
It is. And some weird things have been happening. Shall we deal with the weirdest?
We've got our weird list now, have we?
We've got our weird list. There's strange things happening. It's like the planets are aligning weirdly or something. So, Scotland, I don't think I've ever, at international level, seen this happen before.
But where they've changed 22 of a 23-man squad.
Yeah.
I mean, it suits us because we know that Elliot and Rory are safe. Yeah.
But how weird is that?
Yeah.
Anyway. So that's what's happening with them when they play Tonga. It's to a
Warrior captain, the Scottish captain from Glasgow Warriors. Let's get it right around.
Yeah.
Yes. So that's
22 of his friends who weren't his friends last week. So there you go.
Whatevs. So come back home, Rory and Elliot. We love you.
Yes. Yeah, well, of course we do.
Wales are currently
let's face it, Scotland was still winning when Hutch was on the pitch.
Yes, 21-0. Yes, 21-0. Hutch was. Yeah. We said yeah. Wales are currently playing the All Blacks, and they've managed to survive 5 minutes without a try or any additional points. So it's 0-0 at the minute. So you know when we're recording. And later on in the day, Ireland will take on South Africa at the Aviva. And Italy, now this is where the fun starts. Italy take on Chile. And one Edo Todaro could make his international debut. Todaro. No, that's right, Todaro. We learned that, didn't we? After several weeks of not saying his name, I've forgotten. Edo Todaro. That's quite musical, isn't it? Is on the bench for Italy, number 23. So very excited. And we were saying we think he's had a more meteoric race than even Henry. We think even Henry.
Although Henry must be getting a nosebleed, he's risen so fast, especially as he's this week was nominated for World Rugby's Breakthrough Player of the Year. But Edo, not to be outdone, got Cinch Player of the Month, didn't he? Was it Cinch Player or Prem Rugby? Oh, God, he got some Player of the Month.
He's in the
award.
Player of the Month competition. I don't know whether we know. Yes, he's competition.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's one of the chosen nominees for Gallagher Prem, whatever.
That's it, for the Gallagher one.
Yeah, I think the two of them are just vying how many trophies they can gather.
I think, because we've not had a training session where they've both been there together for a while. It's going to be fun. It is going to be fun. They are two larger-than-life personalities. Delightful gentlemen, both, the pair of them, but it's going to be a lot of fun. It
is going to be a lot of fun. I'm a bit sad. I'm going to miss it this week because I'm at the dentist. I've got my exciting appointment with my dentist. Uruguay have gone ahead against Romania. Anyway.
No, we didn't mention them. Uruguay and Romania.
Yes, in Romania.
Oh.
Liz and I have been to Romania to not watch a rugby game all those years ago.
To not watch any rugby. Marvellous. It's a trip that is still talked about by people that, what's your favourite European trip? Oh, that has to be Romania. Was it a good game? No, it was no game at all.
Absolutely no rugby took place at all.
It was a hoot. It was a hoot, unless you were stuck on the plane for hours.
Yeah, well, I was in the Drunken Parrot rat or whatever it was called. And you
we were, yes.
Bar.
Yeah. Well, we were in the Drunken Rat Parrot, whatever it was called, for a while. Then we went somewhere else, and then we ended up back in the hotel. And I think we all went to bed about 3:00 in the morning, which was half an hour before the people who'd been stuck on the plane out on the airport since 5:00 the night before came home. And I think that timing was probably good, because if I'd been stuck on a plane and I'd walked in to a lovely warm hotel foyer and seen all these drunken buffoons around the place, I might have had a sense of humour failure, I feel. Yeah. But that didn't happen. Anyway, so where were we?
We were talking about Italy versus Chile. Yes. Now, meanwhile, England tomorrow play Argentina, and we have 2 Saints representatives now. We're down to 2. Mitch is on the bench and Alex Coles starts. Am I right?
Henry's on the bench. On the bench as well.
3. It was 4. No, it's 3. Yes, so Henry's on the bench, Mitch is on the bench, and Alex Coles starts. Dingers apparently has a side strain.
It's been broken. They've broken Dingers. They've broken Fremo. They've broken Finn's spirit, or tried their best to. And I am not impressed with Mr. Borthers. Not impressed at all.
Not good.
I wasn't impressed before. I'm even if it's possible to be less impressed than being unimpressed, I am that.
Anyway, so yes, not good at all. Anyway, but good luck to Colsey, Mitch, and Henry against Argentina. I imagine Colsey's probably had enough of seeing Argentina, given it'll be the 3rd time he's played them. Yes. So yeah, and Henry, you said you'd seen a little. Well, there's been a couple of. One was an interview with Genji, more of him in a minute, and the other was Ellie Kildunn having met Henry through an O2 advert.
Yeah, so I think it might be the Scaz and the Rugby. So she's chatting away about having met Henry, and whoever is interviewing, and I can't remember who it was, said, well, is he like he appears? And she went, well, yes and no. He's not as you expect, because we've been led to believe he's, showboat and he's lovely. She basically said what everybody who meets Henry says. He's just enjoying. He's just the genuine article who's having a ball and having fun, and has a larger than life personality, and is not up himself. I don't think she uses that phrase, but she said how wonderful it is now with at England that you can be yourself and they don't try and put you in a box. And you and I were saying about, well, trying to put Henry in a box would be very dangerous, because he'd be like a jack in a box and only burst out twice as lively later on, I feel. But yeah, so she's singing our Henry's praises as well. And it's so nice to know, because obviously we're biased because we've known him almost since he were a nipper. Well, not really, but
certainly mid-teens. Anyway,
so it's nice that other people,
yes, and then Ellis Genge, who don't you just love Ellis? Ellis was basically having a bit of bounce and having a go, and basically said, "What did he say? You picked up something that he said."
I said about he's not real. He's like a simulation. He's just unreal. And then he said, "Is the complete opposite of me." And then I think realised that this could be taken as that's a bad thing. But then he turns around and says, "No, he's a good lad. Good lad.
He's a good lad, and he's a good lad." Yes, which of course we know, because he's our Henry. So
yeah, and it is high praise, I think, coming from the Genge. Is that
yes? Well, we're going to move now. So Toaster, we haven't got a report from Toaster, have we? Because it hasn't happened yet.
No, we haven't.
So we're going to talk about what the plans are for next week shortly, but we will hear from Toaster if it happens, but it'll be next week.
Happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And likewise, Walking Rugby, you were out gallivanting, weren't you? So
yeah, it didn't happen because various people were damaged, too cold, whatever. And I don't know whether it would have happened anyway, because it was supposed to happen against Brackley outside on Thursday night when it was sub-zero. So I suspect Brackley might have gone, no. So it didn't happen. Hopefully the fixture will be rearranged. So I was gallivanting, yes, but yeah.
That what? So next week, Saints play Bristol, and before we talk about what's going to happen, the thing that we're really sad about,
very sad,
given what happened last year, because actually it was one of the funniest and most endearing moments of the season, was Ella Mills against Ellis
Genge.
Where Ellis went off on one and Elliot just looked at him. But then we realised afterwards, when Elliot came to talk to us, he was actually very upset. And why was he very upset?
He was very hurt.
Professional.
Because he said, "Do you know what he said to me? I'm just, he was beside himself." And
he was.
I don't know. No idea. What did he say, Elliot? Thinking, should I block my ears? This is front row banter, insults. What is going to come? What is going to be said? And he said, he called me fat. Sorry, it called you fat. Just said you're fat. And he went, yeah, he called me fat. Right. I mean, he was still chuntering about how appalled he was at being called fat.
We've had conversations.
I tried to sort of say something about, well, that's the pot calling the kettle, isn't it? It is hardly twiggy. So we're a bit upset that there's not going to be round 2 in the front row witty bants.
Yeah, we want Elliot versus Genji bants, and we're not going to get them.
No, very disappointed with that.
Yes, we did actually. Well, it could be Trev against who? Yeah. Max Leaf? I don't know, but it won't be the same.
Won't be bants there, will there?
No.
Trev will brook no bants, and if he bants back, Robbie has to translate. So
I was going to say, you did say if any banter happened on the part of Mr. Davison, Robbie probably will translate or have to translate. Yeah. And if that fails, we'll get Callum Chick from the back row to to arbitrate.
It could take time. I feel the bants moment.
The referee's not going to go with it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about next week's games, because we've got a packed weekend next weekend. You haven't. So you've got an appointment with a book and a cocktail. But
book and a cocktail. There'll be me and plenty of rum and a beach and
sunshine.
Caribbean.
And even if it's raining, you don't care because it's nice and warm.
It's warm.
And you're under a brightly bright pool, so who cares? Yes. Yeah. Some of us, hopefully without a weather forecast, will be heading to Bristol as Saints renew their Gallagher Prem campaign. It is described in our house as the place we shall not name.
Yeah, it is. Not been a happy hunting ground, has it?
Not.
But I'm not going. I'm not going, so that might change the whole pattern of it.
I am, and staying in a hotel just north of Bristol because it's a stupid kick-off time. Whatever. Anyway,
5:30 in the evening. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
if you want to go, peeps, anybody who wants to go, I think there's still a few seats left on the Supporters Club bus. So.
And it'll be interesting to see who gets picked. I think, obviously, our internationals will need, those that played in all the games will need a break. So the likes of Alex Coles and Mitch I don't know what they're going to do about Henry because he's barely on the pitch, and I think if you try to rest him, he'll just explode out of his box. So I'll be interested to see what they do with Henry because probably he wants
interesting. That could just be the watchword for life. It'd be interesting to see what they do with Henry. Really.
So yeah, they could do what they've done in other games, which is bring him off the bench, for the extra.
Yeah, I would. It's what I'd do, but what do I know? I'm in the Caribbean anyway.
Yes, with your rum cocktail.
Yeah.
I think it'd be also interesting to see who we play in the centres. Hutch has got a week off, thank God. But Dingers obviously has got his side strain, whatever Richard Wigglesworth said he got. So maybe, he'll get a rest as well. So it'll be an interesting and challenging selection. JJ Van der Mesht was basically just carving through the Leicester defence. He looked ready for next week last night. I think they did the right thing in playing him for 40 minutes. I don't think they needed to run him into the ground in a Prem Rugby Cup game. So I imagine we'll see some JJ action. However, who else joins him at lock is going to be interesting. What with Tom Lockett picking up an injury against England A. Chunyo took a bang last night. So my IT department might have to dust off his boots, being a former lock, at the rate we're going. I'm sure he would. He did once famously when we were in the, what was it called? National Division 1 all those years ago, on what was called the Demolition Tour. A rather drunk set of, so we were playing Waterloo at their lovely ground with the summer house. And
I had the feeling it was, sorry. Went into ABBA there.
And they were rather drunk. They came off the coach with a bottle load of beers. A crate of bottled beer, and they were standing on the crate to watch.
Who did the team? No, sorry. Yes.
No. Although I have to say, Harvey Thornycroft did look quite tempted by the bottles of beer. Anyway, they were quite the worst for work. They were the worst for drink, shall we say? And one of them, Saints were winning something like 40-0 at this stage, and one of them said, "Oi, Rodler, you're not trying." So you can imagine how Rodders, reacted and looked across at the crowd and said, "Right, anyone want me boots?" And Dr. Jones thought he'd be really helpful and put his hand up and said, "Well, I don't mind playing." Shut up!
Yeah.
You'll think it was you. And Dr. Jones hadn't had a drop to drink. Anyway, yes, needless to say, we won a lot many. Yes, that was one of my favourite games because there was a lady stood by the pitch with her dog, tiny little dog, and she very earnestly kept shouting, come on, Lou, come on." Sadly, the players didn't respond. But anyway, those were the days. A Demolition Tour, all those years ago. A long time ago, over 30 years ago, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, long time ago.
Long time ago. Bristol will be interesting. I don't know who's coming back from that. Bristol have had a lot of injuries, so God knows who they're going to be playing.
Yeah, they have.
But they've got players like we have that haven't played. So with England, so there could be some of their. I think is Harry Randall with the squad. I think he is. I could be wrong. Who knows? It'd be interesting to see who they put out. But I'm looking forward to it. Meanwhile, Bedford will be at Nottingham.
Oh, I hope it's not as cold as when we were at Nottingham earlier this year.
Quite. And when Mr. Dave Rogers had his new cameras, if you remember.
Oh, he did, and he didn't know how to drive them. Oh, we were in a right mess over the cameras.
Yes, he hated them. And then he got a really nice picture of George scoring a try or doing something, and suddenly he loved them.
Yeah. Hated the cameras, didn't know where it had to change. Oh, I remember now the camera trauma.
Yeah. We had camera trauma and floodlight trauma, to which I responded, "Welcome to my world, Dave. You know, stadiums around the world." Nottingham is where it's at. It was also where famously Laura Hendy walked up to Liz Tyler and said, "Did you put that terrible photograph of George?" And there'd been an article about George on the website, Saints website. "Why did you use that? Who took it?" To which Liz thought, well, and pointed at DR, who hadn't listened to the conversation. But under the bus he went.
Excellent.
What a DR. Yes. Yes. So anyway,
that was also one of the many times when we saw that Matt Litchfield take to the pitch. Or heard that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. In the gloom. So Bedford are playing Nottingham. Bedford are going well, but so are Nottingham. So it could be a cracking game of rugby. Happy birthday to Sherpa 2.
Yeah, happy birthday, Sherpa 2.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
You're getting old, mate. You're getting old. Aren't we all? Finn Brown. Lightning are, talking of East Midlands Derbies, Lightning are playing Tigers. And I'm really sad to miss it, but I can't be in two places at once. So, yes. No. So, come on, the girls. It'll be interesting to see how that goes, because they've got they've got a big couple of weeks because they've got East Midlands Derby followed by Saracens. So, so big couple of games for them. So he's hoping they go well. Yes. So it's been a busy week. There won't be any. Oh, hello.
I was going to say, you had an interesting phone call, did you not? In the week?
I did. And if anyone, I'll put the link up. I had an interesting phone call from the Mullins family, Nick Mullins, and I'm really delighted to be able to help the Injured Players Foundation. They have an event at Moseley Rugby Club this Wednesday. So if you're in the Moseley area, sadly I'm not. It's a bit of a trek for me. But it's a free event, but you do need to book so they know how many people are going to turn up. And if you do, you'll get to meet Sir Bill Beaumont, Nick, and
our Finn.
Our Finn, yes. So they're going to do a presentation about Finn and his career, and my role was to supply some photos. What else do I do? Which is hence the phone call. So happy to help. Fantastic organisation helping.
You'd never be a halo because you're happy to help.
You see, I wouldn't cut the mustard.
Never be happy. Just be here. Just be here to help.
Yeah. But so good luck to the team there, and I hope the event goes really, really well. But yes, it was a bit of a surprise to get a phone call from Mr. Mullins saying, "I need some help." And I had sort of guessed it would be about photos. What else would it be? But it was nice to hear.
Talking of halos, did you see Sky Football or Sky Sports generally? I don't know.
And their TikTok.
A TikTok for I don't even know really what it was because it didn't last very long. It was it for women? Was it for football only or whatever it was?
Women's sport, and it lasted about 5 minutes because people went, "What the actual's going on here?"
Halo,
yes,
or Halos or something.
Yeah, very, very odd. Yeah, no, really
very
weird.
Strange.
Very strange. Yes, don't know what was going on there. And they stole your brand name. I don't have words.
I know. I'll be suing. Yeah. Not my brand name, though.
I did submit, so I probably won't win because I always submit these things and think, not a chance. And I have had a few successes over the years, but not many. This week I finally got round to submitting some photographs for the World Sports Photography Awards, which are I think it closes the next 48 hours. But I enjoy it. One of the reasons I do it is it makes me look at my photographs from the last year. So it was quite fun, from Henry doing his Feeling the Pulse to actually the most recent photograph is Will Maisie's scoring in front of the red hat at last week's game.
The Arrowhead.
The Arrowhead. It looks. It's one of my absolutely brilliant photos. But it was great. Just going through my photos and making the choices. So.
You've had. I was going to say you've had a measure of success. I mean, given that it's world sports photography, and you've got all the big professionals and the I was going to say the more mainstream sports as well. I mean, I know they divide them into categories, but you've had highly commendeds and stuff.
Oh yes. No, I have ended. Yeah. I've ended up in the winners' enclosure a few times. Yeah.
Very nice.
And and it's as I say, I love doing it because it makes me. Because otherwise you just move on to the next game and you go, oh, yes, I enjoyed that. And then you don't really think about it. So for me, it's about actually the exercise of going through and going, no, I'm not picking that one. Because you're limited to 10. So you have to be really, I'm not. So I could have had lots of free mode. Actually, I did put one free mode diving in the most recent game. You've got to have a free mode dive shot.
You've got to have a free mode dive.
You've got to have a free mode dive.
How could you even... How could you contemplate entering without a Fremo dive in there?
Yeah, exactly. And I also had to beware of having 47 shots of Henry. That was...
Only 47.
Only 47, which is when you're only allowed 10, Yeah. So, but it was good fun. So I may... as I say, the exercise for me is as much about going through the photos as it is seeing if I win anything. But... usually the one that wins, you go, oh, that's really good. The one that won the overall prize last year was from the Olympics.
I'm terribly sorry. If it sounds like World War III has broken out, I don't know if my microphone is picking this up. I don't know what the IT department is watching, but there's a lot of machine gunning going on at the moment. I hope it's on the telly.
I was going to say, is he watching some World War II movie or something?
I think so, yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could be doing something useful.
Or crap, as it's known in our house, crap sci-fi.
Oh, well, World War II isn't crap sci-fi, though, is it? There's crap sci-fi, and then there's, So I don't know what he's watching anyway. But I suddenly realised that's really loud. It's going to sound like I'm bringing you this podcast from the Ukraine.
No, and you're not going on holiday there, poor loves, they are.
No, and we've not been invaded here yet, so...
South Northamptonshire is safe, everybody. You're all right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So next week we have our guest presenter joining us.
He's a guest presenter. Yeah.
Yes, Mrs. C is very kindly. She's very nervous. Very nervous. Well, you can't replace. It's big shoes to fill, Liz. Big shoes to fill.
Only size 4. They're only size 4. We've got the photo to prove it. They're very small shoes.
Yes, your feet next to Josh Kemeny boots was one of the funnier ones.
Yeah.
What was also funny was the look on whose face was it when you were stood next
TP.
TP. That was
TP.
it.
Good Lord, you've got such small feet. Yep, I have. But then look at me. I'm not exactly a tall person, am I? Oh, yeah. No.
He's somebody we'll see after his England A.
Oh, yes.
Yes, we've got TP to come back. So, yes, interesting times indeed. Interesting times. So, Mrs. C, don't worry. She's currently enjoying herself with her mate in London, so I don't think she's worried at all.
No.
So, have a lovely, lovely break, Mrs. Saunders.
Oh, I will do. Cannot wait. When I come back, you'll be able to see you won't be able to see I've been in the sun at all. Most I'll be is pinker and frecklier. I never go brown, but I'll have been there. My vitamin D levels will have been topped up, so I'll be all jolly because I won't be sad.
No sad in your house. No sad in your house. No. I just have horse pills that I have to take at this time of year.
Yeah, I was going to say, until I've been back for 48 hours and then I'll be back on the vitamin D.
Right, so ladies and gentlemen, ever onward. The roller coaster is on a bit of a down at the minute, but it'll soon sort itself out. And we've got lots of adventures to have for the rest of the season. I do believe that was episode 18 from series 2 of Ladies Wot.
Ladies Wot Pod.
Bye.